Alright then, let's try something a little different and try starting on time. Hello everyone. As of right now, I see that I am currently the ghost of, I guess, blurry summers past, because we're in the spring. I'm a little bit see-through, that's fine, I'm always enjoying it. And hello to nobody who's here, or everyone who's here. I don't know how many people are here yet, but in the future, hopefully there'll be many. I want to be talking about today the concept of personal flow states, right? Like I mentioned before about the idea of like, oh yeah, this is what puts me in a flow state, this is why it puts me in a flow state, and I want to kind of share my process for that so that you can figure out your process for flow states, that whatever it is that works for you. And it was inspired partly by people responding to a video I made yesterday, a short, right, that was about flow states. And it was about how games put people in flow states, and I got a couple comments from a couple of our viewers. So I wanted to talk, kind of about some of the things that they did. And if you come in halfway through this conversation, that's fine. We will definitely circle back to talk about this more, since this is just so early on in the stream. So I know people are going to be coming in as we go. So we'll make our circle back, but this will be a good practice part. So if you look, I don't yet really know who Sale Jones is or Christopher Jungling is, but I have seen Isaac Clarke and will.i.am in our chats before. And so in the question about what games put you into a flow state, which as we all remember, those are these things right here, something where your skills will match the challenges that you're going up to. But flow is a little bit more than that. And we can kind of see that in the fact that Dead Space is Isaac Clarke's game that puts them in a flow state, which is kind of funny because Isaac is the main character of that game. And then Ark. Oh, that's just behind my shoulder, right here. Ark, which is from will.i.am, and that also puts them into a flow state. So how do you have a flow state from many different places with human beings, right? Like what's the cause for that? Well, each one of these games can be broken down into subsequent skills and attributes that you test when you play them. And those skills and attributes are very useful in order to figure out future games that you might like, or even things outside of gaming that you might be excited in. I mean, for example, Dead Space is going to be a game that is about shooting, right? It's a third-person horror action game. So if you're going to be shooting, that's going to have a certain set of skills. It's going to be different than if you are, doing something that isn't scary, because you have to be calm under pressure. They have resource management where you got to be worried about various pieces of ammo that you might run out of. And then there's storytelling in that bit too. One sec, there's some clanking around the back. Zip. All right, be back. So those are pieces that you can see when it's like, okay, storytelling's a part of this, resource management. Like these are the things that would put Isaac into more of a flow state. And that's, something that might work for me too, as someone who gets excited about the concept of flow states. Dead Space is a great title. What's up, Stadia Pro Gaming? So how much of that did you pick up? Because I can start a little bit back. I'll finish and then we'll cycle back and you can ask questions. That could be a good way to do that. But yeah, Horse and Dead Space is a great game to bring in that kind of flow state. And that's what Isaac mentioned that brought them there. And then Ark, which was from will.i.am, it's a game about exploring. It's a game with survival mechanics. It has building projects. I'll lean out of the way. Subtle storytelling. And it also has player set goals, right? It's something that is more focused on the player figuring out what they want to do in their flow state. There we go. This challenge is player set. Do you want to take out the big giants? Do you want to go after the dinosaurs? The skills are something that the player themselves also works on. That's not set by the game. It's a squeaky chair. That was like the less squeak it's ever done. Good job, chair. So that's a bit that I think is really important about understanding flow states. Is we have to break down what is a flow state and what exactly the game can do to create that flow state. Now, again, this is about personal flow states. So Ark doesn't necessarily give me a sense of flow. I get a little bored, but I'd actually really like something like Dead Space. That's going to be different, clearly, for will.i.am versus Isaac. So another person actually mentioned hockey, which I thought was cool as a game that put them in a flow state. This Christopher individual, I don't know who this is. This video actually did relatively well, and it's a couple like 500 views or 600 views or something. So it's people are getting a chance to learn about flow states. I'm pretty excited about that. And so if we break like hockey down, That's physically expressive, it involves endurance, it's kind of violent, it's very team-focused, where you're helping each other out, role-focused, where you're the goalie or you're mid. I don't know actually too much about hockey in that regard, but you have a spot, right? You've seen video games where you play the tank or the healer. Goalies and other spots in hockey have similar kind of ideas. And it's also a puck and goal-based sport, right? You put the thing into the net or into the hoop, right? That's a very common sport style. And that's another indicator. So I'm going to take a moment to slow down. Stadia, currently you're the one who's here. So I'm going to test, not like a test with a project with you, but make sure I'm not saying anything too fast, anything too confusing. You understanding? Does it feel right? You kind of getting when I'm putting down? Putting down. You pick it up when I'm putting down. There we go. That's the right phrasing for this. I think I have about 15 seconds before you speak again, so I'm just going to kind of blah, 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 fill in the dead space. Oh, pun. Accidental pun. There's the filled in dead space. Okay. It's cool either way. I'll follow back on that. So, for me, when we're talking about this, I was able to break down Dead Space a little bit because I better understand it. Like, in Dead Space, you react to an enemy. You improvise your position and strategy on the fly. I really like that kind of thing. There isn't a pause, right? You can't pause the game and think. You have to constantly be fighting, but it also allows a deliberate process where you can choose what you want to do when you're moving and fighting in a much more careful way. It's not like button mashing. You don't button mash your way through this. You have to think carefully. Feels good. As a matter of fact, I want to get you to do a podcast one day with the gaming community. I mean, it's definitely part of the thing. This is my starting of the form of the podcast, I guess, a visual podcast. But yeah, I'm happy to talk about some of that stuff some more. Then improvising, not following perfection. Okay, so I need to put my notes a little bit more clear. Me. Of course, this is the stuff where I wanted to kind of share a little bit about what I figured out for me. And the point of this is I want to give you guys what worked for me and then also provide sort of like what it is that I broke down so that if you were to think about your favorite game, like Stadia Pro, what is your top game? It doesn't have to be the best game you've ever played, but a game where you're like, it's so fun, I really like it. Throw it in chat, and then when you get in there, we can start kind of breaking it down a bit. I know for me, that for me to have a flow state, I need to be, I've talked about this phrasing, right? Improvising. And I thought of a game that has less improvising, which is Devil May Cry. And when I say that, it means that it has points. Like, you're supposed to do specific moves in the way that the designer wanted you to. You get more points if you mix up a variety of abilities and you're shooting with your guns and then you hit them with other things. Like, that's the design. And that's something that, for me, I don't really like. I don't really like having a script that I'm supposed to follow based upon the designer's wish. But in Dark Souls, there we go, if I take out an opponent, it doesn't matter if I knocked them off a cliff, did a cool dodge, and then shot them, or used it, just poked them to death over and over again with a spear. It doesn't matter. The game says you win. So I really like the Dark Souls style, where it allows me to be more improvisational, there we go. And we got a thing from Stadia. Okay, so Baldur's Gate 3 is a great discussion on this. We're actually, yeah, we can start breaking some of this down. So Baldur's Gate 3, we're gonna do it right here, using this, what game puts you in a flow state. So Stadia, that's Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, there we go. And the game mechanics of this one are significantly more strategic, right? Because it's a turn-based. It's also really RPG heavy and player choice heavy. So you can start breaking things down through this. A flow state for you isn't necessarily making fast reaction times. It's about strategic choices rather than something that's like, boom, 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 boom. It's more just like pause, think about how do we best attack this opponent. Shadow of War puts me in a flow state more than any other game I've ever played, though. So that's good. That works as well. We can talk about that from another perspective. If it was, let's see. Shadow of War I know really well. Very well. So Shadow of War, it's an action, third-person RPG. A PERG RPG, there we go. And then you have sword fighting, what is known as fight circles from Batman style. So people come around you, then you have counters, and like enemy weaknesses and strengths. And so it really lends well to this concept of sort of a guerrilla style fighting where you sneak then engage, right? Like, and especially if you played it the way I did, which is on brutal difficulty, it really encourages the idea you come in and you strike quick, and then you go, all right, I struck quick and then backed out. It's also a very complex game, right? Like, there's a lot of different moves that you can do, but they're all based upon a very simple kind of, you know, 3-weapon mechanic, where it's 3 poisons, 3 fire, 3 darkness. Like, you use a bunch of different elements that all work on the same abilities. That's another kind of addition to this. So if you wanted to burn someone, they're weak to burning, you build a burning character, it does a lot of fire focus. That's going to have a different style of play than if you focus on poison. Because even though poison and fire both just do damage over time, they spread differently, and then they have kind of different aesthetic appearances. Those are different flow state experiences too. Stadia, very complex. You rush in and die, or plan and maybe still die, but well, when we talk about complexity, I'm going to scroll back up to the discussion of when I refer to complexity. One of my favorite flow state things is if a game is simple and dynamic. So simple and dynamic to me is referring to like the Monster Hunter bow or the crossbow in Call of Duty. Now, I'll explain the Monster Hunter bow. In Monster Hunter, if you were to use a bow, it can shoot kind of like a shotgun with like a triple arrow thing, or it can rain rocks on a person's head. That's the entire thing that the bow does. That's everything. If you use like a sword, then when you hit with a heavy attack, you can switch to a light attack, and you can do combos like light attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, and that will do something different than if you did heavy, 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 light, 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 that kind of thing. You memorize combos as you play. No combos in the bow. Where you shoot, when you shoot, and dodge. That's it. And it's my favorite weapon out completely, because now whenever something's happening, I improvise, where I dodge someone throwing a punch at me, and I do a flip and attack. Or I'm shooting at weak spots, so I'm taking aim and that kind of thing. I'm situationally aware, which is another big thing that I like. If you can see, the things that I generally like are like right here. I like short time to kill, which is not Monster Hunter, but that is something that I like because it rewards positioning, reaction time, it rewards awareness of your surroundings, and then it also rewards accuracy and understanding. Like, short time to kill allows for like weak weapons to be good because I like meta variety. So what ends up happening with this is like those ideas of rewarding positioning. Dodging with a bow is a position-based thing. Aware of reactions and stuff like that is a positions-based thing. It's another part that I really like. So we see that even in the crossbow in Call of Duty, I don't really think about if there's any bullet drop-off, right? That's not a mechanic that I need to worry about. If I hit someone with the crossbow bolt, they will die. That sounds very dark. They will get knocked out. And that's something that isn't true for some of the SMGs, the shotguns, or even the sniper rifles in that game. That's a bit more complex. They all open up other opportunities for the value, but it just doesn't work for me. I prefer the simplicity of just bang, got him, or bang, missed. And the dynamism is the fact that it's like there's always a choice, constant choice and improvisation going on. All right. I'm going to probably do that again as more people show up, and I'm very glad that this one makes sense to me, and I'm excited because that's me. But we're talking about a little bit of Stadia Pro here. And then we're going to, as we've been doing this Stadia, we'll jump into playing some COD because I have a couple examples of how I want to do this and kind of demonstrate too. But Baldur's Gate 3, strategic, turn-based, RPG, choice, player-heavy kind of thing, right? There's also randomness here. So you find likely that you enjoy what about the game? Now I'm going to switch to start having Call of Duty go, and I'm going to let you answer that question. But what do you think out of this stuff? Are you like, oh yeah, like I really like the blank part of Dungeons & Dragons Baldur's Gate 3. I would like to know what that is for you. Alright, quick check. Cool. Please reconnect your controller. Will do. I'm going to transition this to the game for the moment. Perfect. Ah. Drop that down. Bring this up. So I wanted today, and feel free, Stadia, just to talk when you do, and I'll jump back when it's you have your response to it. But today's focus is going to be on unlocking the melee swords. This is because it's going to be different. When we're talking about flow state ideas, it's about trying to find today a flow state and a process that works to make this challenge interesting to me. So I have this combat knife, but I also have the option to get these sticks, which require 3 kills while sliding in 15 different matches, right up there. Or we have using a knife, get 3 kills while behind the enemy in 15, and you get these swords. I'm pretty excited about the sword more than I am the sticks, but you can kind of unlock both of them at the same time, which is still just very, very fun. Also turns out that the swords are less mobile, but a little bit more damaging. Ooh. So I'm going to try to have this build, which is just a cleaver because it's a knife. Run faster, restock so we can get our throwing knife back, tracking so we can find people. Just part of the fun. And I used to sometimes do proximity or throw. Yeah, we might do proximity mine just so we get kills sometimes. And our goal is to go behind someone and nab them. So game types that are best for that? I don't know. We're going to be experimenting with them today. And that's going to be a part of it that we're going to find out. Realism gun game? Oh, that's really fun. What objective? Domination, hardpoint, or kills add to your score. Oh, interesting. That's actually fun ideas. But we can look through some of these options. We're not going to do realism hardcore because we want to survive longer. Got a thing from Stadia. I think it's all the dice rolls that go on behind the scenes and in front of you that compels me to play. Like missing a roll that ends up being detriment to what I'm trying to achieve. So you like the gambling portion. Gambling's kind of the wrong term in a way, but that's kind of what's happening, right? Like, you have choices. Like, choices may succeed or may fail. And it's actually been seen that, like, brains get really excited about, like, am I going to succeed or am I going to fail in a random... That's why, like, gambling's a fun game to play. And so, it's interesting. Like, for you, if randomness is what you really like... I mean, you mentioned D&D inspired. Do you like the risk rewards part of my brain? Fire off. Yeah, exactly. So risk reward, where the risk, but what's interesting is I think it's reward or no reward, right? Because you might take a risk and you might fail. I guess, yeah, I can see that. I can see that bit. So if you mentioned that, have you tried a game like Hearthstone, which is pretty famous for its kind of randomness or like card games even? That's money. Card games, right? Like Magic or Hearthstone. Yeah, there we go. Include free for all. We're gonna test a couple different games to see if they work. Kill confirmed. Not gun game. What's Mosh Pit? Headshot damage? Nah, I don't want to do that. We'll try Team Deathmatch too. Nah, we won't. Alright, we're going to try this mix and see if this helps us with getting behind people to slice 3 people. I always laugh at stuff like this because it's like, just use a knife. But for the fun, I think I want to switch this knife up from a cleaver to something a little bit more just nondescript. But we could add some camouflage. Does it have a nice red color? It's one of my favorite colors. Got a fun tiger. Apparently I have 10 dragon knives. Look at this nice bright pink. Anyway, to sort of repeat the question back to you, Stadia. When you talk about like risk reward, that kind of what we would say like random chance part of it. Have you tried other random chance games? Like, do they get you in the same way? Because if they do, interesting. That's helpful for us figuring out what you like. But if they don't, that's also really interesting. Because then it's like, what about this game? Dungeons & Dragons, Baldur's Gate 3, that makes you enjoy that process? It's a cool question, huh? Alright. So this is a free-for-all. Our goal is not to win, to stab. Our life is to stab. I'm going to throw these out. Oh, I kind of wanted a motion sensor. Nope. I should have had the shield out. Hey, what's up, Alex? We've been talking about games and flow state. What a surprise. And I look forward to kind of going through the segment again with you, because it's... I like this one. It's more about figuring out personal flow states, too. But how are you doing, first of all? We're running around trying to stab people in the back with knives. Uh-oh. This is just not working right now, but it's enjoyable. Oh no! Alright, I think to make this work better, I need to... Flash grenade's interesting, but I think I want to do a heartbeat sensor. Had a call to it. No worries, no worries. Stadia, did you get my question to you about why you think Baldur's Gate randomness works for you? But also, more importantly, why you think that a game... Actually, what's Alex say? You just giggled when I heard it. Joe. Joe. That's funny.
Enemy UAV overhead.
So the question for you, Stadia, was have you played something like Hearthstone or like Magic the Gathering? Because if you tried one of those, that might also give you that same joy. But if you had tried it and you didn't like it, the question would be why? And I'm curious about that. All right. So the goal is to get behind people. Let's throw that out. Oh. I'm having a hard time getting behind them with this. This might turn into something that we just sort of, like, we do normal Blender, and we experiment with that, and then we just try out the knives sometimes, too. It might also make sense just to always have the knife out. He's even happier to hear his own name. I'm glad to hear that. Good night, Joe. Have a good sleep.
Enemy VTOL in the AO.
Okay. Oh, there's our friend. Oh, no. This isn't working. This way of getting knives is not very effective. Now, I've tried this before to just practice throwing knives. I really enjoyed that. Alright, peeking. Careful. Alright, someone has a VTOL up there. I'm just gonna keep hiding. Ah, no! Yeah, this is definitely ineffective right now. I've played some maps where this works really well. I think they kind of need to be more objective based. Because right now I'm absolutely feeling like, oh, thank you, Joe. Joe says good night back. That's nice. Thank you, Joe. Anyway, it feels like the experience comes across as us just running around and hoping someone turns their back, but we haven't even been able to really locate someone. All right, this is the first time I might actually get someone from behind. There we go. So maybe that's the process. We just peek our head out and look for footprints and then go after them. Here's another one. All right. There's the second one.
Enemy VTOL in the AO.
All right, there go the footprints.
Enemy care package inbound.
Following the footprints. As long as the person doesn't turn around, we'll be great. Oh, did someone die? Nope, there they go. There's the person going. Up the stairs. Through the door.
They're killing us. Pick yourselves up.
Alright, come on. You come back. Oh no! Alright, well I'm glad that we found the strategy. It's just hang out in a high point of the map and just look down. and just wait to see footprints. Ooh, and I can't wait to read your thing, Stadia.
Enemy chopper gunner on approach.
Uh-oh. Oops. Someone else took them out. Love D&D, and I keep saying this wrong part. I am the large community gaming network, and show this network. I would love to have you. Oh, I get you now, Stadia. Yeah, give me a second to talk about that. Well, now that second's here. Alright, we only got 2 backstabs. That didn't work very well. But we're learning. I think we can try one more and see if we can follow people. But yeah, let me answer the question then. Only Baldur's Gate when I'm actually sitting at the table trying to do something interesting in an actual D&D game. The only time I really like the risk reward of my brain being fired. Something interesting. So, under that description, that would mean it's not just risk reward that you're into, right? You're also into the creativity, the player-driven risk. That's an important distinction, I think. Like, there's something about you making a choice and coming up with that. 2 minute behind. No, that's all right. It's all right. But that's you coming up with a choice on that you like to take that risk. So you're self-driven risk taker. I'm trying to think of, like, have you picked up any other game that gives you that? Because I talked about Hearthstone, and I talked about, like, Magic the Gathering. Because both of those carry randomness, right? And drawing cards and that kind of thing. And they're also player set. Like, how risky do you want to play? And they're also strategic. You might even like something like Slay the Spire, right? That's another kind of strategic, experimental kind of thing that is card-based and random. Any of those games have you tried? Do you feel like they give you similar, excitements? I'm curious about that. And then now I can respond to your other questions. Community Gaming Network, there's so many shows that are on this network. Would love to have you one of them podcast style. I'd be curious to know more about the podcast stuff. I think a good way to do that, you followed me on Twitter. Go ahead and do some direct message through that, unless it doesn't let you. But I think that would be probably the best than this chat. More easy to get an understanding of what we're talking about, because I'm curious. I'd like to know more about the network, learn a little bit more kind of thing. Okay. On to me trying to get the sword. I need to get 3 kills behind a person in a match, or sliding if I want the sticks, but I'm more excited about the swords personally, because they're swords. So, from a flow state perspective, I love the curiosity in trying to solve this problem.
Kill confirmed.
I don't need to get the kills, actually. I just need to... So kill confirmed is cute because they leave tags behind when you kill opponents, but I still want to just get behind people. And I think the strategy is going to be the same. Alright, that was in the front.
We have taken control. Kill confirmed.
Was that a backstab? That wasn't a backstab. Okay, that's fine. Alright, there's a person over there. If nobody shoots at us, let's see if we're allowed to get a backstab here. We are allowed to get a backstab there. I also like how kill confirmed works off of... Oh! There's a person... Oh, they're dead. Maybe we can get this person from behind. They are very dead. Oh, that person's alive. I guess we'll just leave.
Kill confirmed.
Kill confirmed, though. So the idea of kill confirmed is they drop tags, and you pick up the tags to actually get the points.
Kill confirmed.
Which is a very interesting way to do scores, because now sniping requires you to, go pick up what you've left behind. I like this kind of mode. I think this is a really interesting sort of exchange. It also makes, stabbing more useful. Here's our target from behind. There we go. Second backstabber.
UAV is ready for flyover.
So now we have our second one.
UAV beginning flyover.
Let's see if we're... Okay, we have all our enemies over there. Let's see if we can get our 3rd kill. Because I feel like this is much more easy to get those kills. Denied kills when you pick up your own team's kill point. And so you're able to, do what I just did there, which is just get there in time to take the kill away. Look at me helping. Took 2 points away, left 1 point behind. Fun. Alright, but the goal again is to get behind someone. We have, I hope, a lot of time to do this. I think I'll probably keep playing this one because it feels like... It feels good for, going after people. Alright, I see footprints right here. Perfect. I slashed at the person and they like ducked? They ducked? Wow. That was amazing. I have never seen that. That was like a dodge. Alright, there goes a person. Oh, I picked up those. Taken out. Alright, so Alex, I'm gonna have a question for you. We've been talking a lot about flow state. Do you have a game that you just like, oh yeah, that's like one of my top games. It totally puts me, like, I forget time passes when I play that game. Like, what is that game for you?
Enemy cruise missile.
Oh, Stadia, you've never, uh-oh, we get hit. Oh, my shield protected me from the cruise missile. That's awesome. Oh, I wish I could have a replay of that. That was cool. Hey! Alright, unfortunately that was not a backstab, but that was a kill confirmed. So, hey! Backstabber! Okay, so now we have 3 backstab kills. So now we can try the slidey ones. So you've never played any of those games. Alright, Stadia Pro. I would love to know, if you get a chance to ever try them, how you feel about them. If they... Actually, I would just recommend giving them a try. Because that might be just like your next steps where you're like, ooh, this brings me so much joy. I was trying to get around to Peach. Like, Hearthstone is pretty famous for having more random, like, experience in it. Like, than something like Magic, but Magic still has more randomness to it. Alright. So the shield keeps me safe. Oh, slide. Look at that slide. Low blow is what a slide is. So that's our goal. Our goal is to run up to people and slide through them and slice and see if we can get that. And I think I'm going to continue to want to do these kill confirmed because I think it forces players to run out of security more often. Hey, look at that. That was another good one. Up. See if we can chase this person down. Uh-oh. Oh, bummer. DM, you may have to follow me back to that option. Oh, yeah, totally. I'm curious to learn more about what the process is. Okay. I'm really excited that we've been able to get our 3. Uh-oh. Oh, they got me. I'm excited that we've been able to get our thing. That one would have been better if I had turned and just slid, because I would have ducked. I would have quacked. Quacked my way to success. I love the concept of throwing out a mine and then turning around, because I have a shield that will protect me. Another backstab. Didn't need to do a backstab. Need to practice my slides. Backstabs are for... We need to practice our slides. Slay the Spire is pretty fun. If you have Xbox Game Pass, it's on there. Also, Hearthstone is free to play, so that's pretty easy to play. Oh, there's another person to practice our slides with. I didn't slide, but I did do a kill. It's fun. This is such a goofy way to play. When we talk about like goofing off, this is the kind of thing that brings such joy. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, they had sticks! Ah. And I stand still looking at the sticks. Oh, shoot. I almost got close. That would have been a good knife throw. Maybe that's actually what we should switch to when we have gotten this far, is just to keep practicing throwing knives. Because I'm going to eventually try to use knives more often. Alright, so I got to hold down duck to slide. That's an interesting one. Make sure I can understand that. Deny a kill. Slide. I think that might have been our 3rd slide kill. That's fun. Just slide in knife. Slide in knife. How we doing here? 14 kills. Oh, there's a person.
Kill confirmed.
Oh, bummer. I think I'm gonna try putting the throwing knife here. That's not a throwing knife. So we can continue to practice other things that'll be useful besides just sliding like a silly man.
Enemy care package.
Slide. Oh, bummer. Oh, we were close, but not quite. That's fun. So I'm feeling from this, this is, now that we've gotten the number, I don't feel the same level of intensity that I felt earlier. It is fun to just run around and pick these things
Enemy
up.
Wilson deployed.
I see movement.
Oh, they've got a little car. So I would honestly feel like now, like I'm ready to stop doing kill confirms because it's like we got what we needed. It's per match, and so the match is taking a little longer than I want it to.
Kill confirmed.
I just killed. I need to practice my slide kill. Oh, here we go. Slide kill practice. Slide. Nice. All right, we've definitely hit our 3 there. And chasing. No, don't kill them. They're mine.
Remaining.
Slide. Perfect.
Phase almost
Cool.
confirmed.
There's a person. We're gonna switch to the shield. Slide. Oh, that wasn't a slide.
Kill confirmed.
Oh, we made our way through that person. That was good. Little surprise. Dear Dreamsbreaker, nice to see you as well. It is a good, since it's a goofy way to play. It's fun, right? But yeah, this is also, I'm trying to get the swords and stuff like that, and practicing my slides. Because if you can slide underneath opponents, you know, it's like, it's just good. 1.
Get out of fuel. Burning.
Oh, stop moving! 2. Dreamsbreaker, I would like to ask the same question to you that I asked to Alex, which is, if there's a game that makes you super stoked that you love, what is it? Because we're trying to understand how, individually, that gives us a flow state when there's something like that that we really like. So we were talking to Stadia Pro Gamer, who's a big fan of Baldur's Gate 3. Strategic game, turn-based, RPG-heavy, player choice, randomness. But we found, based off of Stadia's talking about it, they really like the randomness, which means that they're into risk-reward, but specifically creativity player-driven risk. So this is like almost kind of like what I'm doing right now, where I'm playing in a way that's kind of risky, but it's very, very fun risky. All right, we're gonna keep doing kill confirmed because that was pretty clear, like success metric. Yeah, we'll do this again. I need to pay attention to how long these games are too, because I wanna get those swords. So anyway, the point being that by understanding your Dreamsbreaker game or your Exposing Alex game, you can begin to think about and break down what are the things that make you go, I love this. And one of the things that I talked about, like for me, I love games that have improvisational reaction time. I care about positioning and like stuff like that. I like short time to kills, simple and dynamic, which for me means like there's really only one way to use the weapon, stab, stab. But when you stab, how you stab, sneaking up on the person for the stab. Ooh, I love that. So like a game that's more turn-based, which is just like, do backstab. Doesn't do it as much for me as a game that's like, here's a knife, you can wiggle it around all over the place, and then you can actually do the backstab yourself, right? Though don't get me wrong, I love playing tanks in a lot of those games. So while we're discovering that, I'm trying to create a new flow state for myself by taking out knives. Okay. Can't pick only one game? Well, you don't have to, it's not the perfect, how do we say that? It doesn't have to be the game that you love the most. A game that you go like, yeah, I like a lot. Right? Look at that. 9:50. Okay, if we could get 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oof, that's a lot more to go. Unless we're already at 9, this is 6. Depending on how long these take, it could be perfect. We could get through it. Because I know, like, for me, one of my favorite games is BioShock. I really like the way that BioShock's story exists and world exists and allows a lot of self-expression. It's like one of my favorite abilities is the guy who he does wind and he leaves wind traps. So it's making the spell symbol because it's like, oh yeah. But the wind trap, you could throw it under someone's feet, knock them in the air. You could leave it on the ground and then they step on it, knock in the air. You could put like a bomb at the top, or you could put a couple so they bounce around. Like that's an example of multiple uses, multiple ways to use something. Very simple, very dynamic. So that works great for me. All right, so we've learned about my playstyle right now. Is there a ladder? There's a ladder in one of these rooms. There we go. All right, there was a person up here. That wasn't from behind. That was still very fun. Here we go. Was that from behind? That was not from behind. We're going for 3 from behind. Oh, we did get backstabber. Very good. Okay, so I first care about getting kills from behind. Then I'll care about getting kills in regards to sliding. One at a time. I love how they're, like, people are saying, oh, this is perfect. Oh.
Kill confirmed.
Oh, I saw a person's head. Saw another person's head. Shoot, I saw that person. I was hoping they wouldn't pay attention to us. They did, though. Everybody really likes going down that one specific hallway. I'm not sure why. All caught up now? Nice, Stadia. Alright. So I want to get behind, do a couple backstabs, and then a couple slides. LJ Richards, it is nice to see your name. It's been a little while. Backstab, very good. I'll read your comment in just a moment. No, don't take them. Oh, you took them from me. Ooh, Destiny 2 and Shadow of War are simple to control, but there's so much customization. Oh, see, that's another interesting perspective where the customization... Ah, that's a knife. Is that simple to control, lots of customization. Oh, no! Yeah, it's been a bit. It's nice to see you. Oof, I'm just getting shot to death. So, what's interesting is, like, when we talk about Shadow of War, I love the brutal difficulty in Shadow of War. It's, you know, you hit X and then you're going to attack. You hit Y, you know, B is going to be your stun. Y is going to be your counter. It's a very clear set of mechanics for it, right? There isn't combos that you need to memorize. Oh no, they took... I gotta get one more behind the back kill. I get one more and we're good. Uh-oh. Come on. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Is that behind you? No, that wasn't from behind. Oof. Uh-oh, that's a person. The brutal difficulty made you re-elevate. See, that goes back to my slow time, or my fast time to kill that I really liked. Because then it made me care more about positioning than it did before. Where like I had to be smart, is how I describe it, to take out an opponent.
Enemy at the bridge.
And, I mean, Nemesis got me to do that. Gravewalker, I felt like I was fighting, you know, it just took me a long time to kill an opponent. Alright, hold on, let's see if I can get behind someone. Yes. Don't look behind you, don't look behind you. Stop! What'd I say about behind you? I said don't look behind you. Was that yes! Okay, we got it. We got another 3.
Enemy UAV.
Okay, now we can do slides. Now we move to sliding.
Allied cruise missile launched.
Okay, here we go. Go for a slide. There's our target. Oh, shoot. People coming from the sides. So, LJ, I'm asking, or you answered that with Destiny 2 and Shadow of War. Now, so you like simple and dynamic as well, which I think was, you know, I love it too. It makes sense. But there's also other versions of this, like complex and
Kill confirmed.
one-dimensional. Now that sounds maybe not as good, but complex and one-dimensional would be like spellcasting in Dark Souls. People really like spellcasting in Dark Souls. There are spellcasting builds in Dark Souls. But when I say that they're one-dimensional complex, it's because you just sort of hit a button, fire a spell. However, you have to be aware of how much you need to shoot from, because you use up like mana, right? You have to be constantly switching between the correct spell for the situation at hand. That's really important. Am I becoming better at this game, though, Streamsmaker? That's the goal. So, I mean, that's a big part of this, right? It's about figuring out the methods in order to succeed. I'm back, but took a lot longer than I expected I would. Had to change the batteries in his mobile, too. Oh, I got you. No worries, Alex. We were just talking about how... a couple of things. Oh, that's a lot of people. Just gonna go over here. Go up here. Oh, there's a person there. Da, da, da. Oh, side. That's funny. We were just talking about the simple and dynamic actions of like some games. I mean, in Dark Souls as well, if you play like with weapons, then that's gonna be, rather than spells, then that's gonna be more simple and dynamic because the abilities don't have combos to them. Just pop over here real quick. Oh, that grenade got me. I was just curious. And that's, you know, people have different ways that they like to play. I think something like one-dimensional and complex will be something more like... Actually, the D&D Baldur's Gate thing might be a good example of that, because a player has to then... Like, you only interact with the world by pressing click and that kind of thing, but the complexity of those clicks is huge, right? Like, what spells, what abilities, like, they can influence the world so greatly. And that's a big difference. Like, it's a very complex, but a very one way that you interact with the attack, like whatever's happening. Alright, we're gonna try some more slidey slides. That wasn't a slidey slide, that was a rocket explosion. I like Dreamsbreaker, I really appreciate how you're like, are you getting better at this game? Now that you mention it, I'm not sure how much I am anymore. I'm gonna just grab the shield and stroll forward. That. Okay. Oh, I missed that knife. Oh, blew up from behind. I'm trying to practice the knife throwing too. Let's see. That's why I like Destiny 2. Everything's on cooldown. You have all these cool abilities, but the strategy comes from when to use them, what version. Yes, that's an exactly good point to describe it, LJ. Like, the game, like, I play Destiny 2 as well, and like, if you're a Titan who focuses on melee, that build is going to be very different than a Titan that focuses on sniping, right? And then if you're a hunter that likes to do the roll and punch thing, or being a knife-throwing hunter, like, those are very different than if you were going to be a revolver-focused hunter. Alright, I need to start running from around the outsides. We've seen this multiple times. It doesn't work very well for me to run down a fucking kill zone. I think that was the first curse word I used in the stream right now. That's fine. So, that's a good thing. Alright, that was a good slide. I'm just going to stay crouched and try to move. So, after this one, I want to try to break down, let's say, I guess, Destiny 2. Could be since we're talking about that one a bunch. But Alex, as well as Dreamsbreaker, haven't shared a game that they're like, oh yeah, I really like this. Now, because the goal is to figure out a little bit more about the why, right? Why do we really like it? Because what if you could then take one's understanding of simple and dynamic and apply it to a live stream or an art project, right? Like, a person who likes to follow something perfectly might do really well as someone who enjoys following a script, like a play. Alright, I didn't get to do a slide, but I did do a stab. Right? Like, if you like to have a perfect thing you follow, maybe you're really into dance. Right? but maybe you also like the free-spirited kind of thing. So you still like dancing, but you like it to be something where it allows you to express yourself. Like, one of my favorite things about this game is the ability to express myself and how I play. Right, like I'm running around with a shield, being goofy. Back it up. Keep backing up. Okay. Alright, we haven't gotten 3 slide kills yet, but we have picked up 3 backstabs, which is the most important thing to me. There's 2. Oh, I was hoping that would be the 3rd. Doom 2016 death animations are addicting. Are we doing those animations now? Or are you just thinking about it? Fallout 3, I haven't played in a long time though. Cool. Okay. I want to break down... I've played both Destiny 2 and Fallout 3, so I think it would be good to kind of talk about those. So, we're talking about flow states, right? So we'll start with Destiny 2. So, FPS, but longer time to kill, right? Oh, look at that. We got prestiged. It's cool. Oh, it went away right when I tried to show it. Never mind. Which means that fast reaction time and position is less important. Because if you can survive an attack and like get your health back quickly, then that means that you can make a mistake and then come back really well. But there's also the fact that it supports accuracy, team play, and then cooldowns and abilities. So it has some strategies and combos too. Fallout 3. That's 4. Fallout 3. That is still an FPS, but also mostly a role-playing game. That's not mobile anymore, unfortunately. That's okay. Mobile games are games too. That's very true. I love how I'm a ghost. It's fun. Anyway, so self-expression. Player choice in story, right? Like, do you kill this person? Do you not kill this person? Are you stealth or gun user, right? Or melee or bombs? But what's interesting is those, options are still all kind of the same thing sometimes in Fallout 3. It's kind of like in D&D, where it's like the expression is in your head when you do it. Sneaking is definitely a different gameplay mechanic than it would be to do, like, shooting guns, but there are still similarities related to it. By the way, Flow State and Pain Control is an awesome video. Oh, I'm going to do a short on that eventually, too. Okay, I'm gonna go around killing some more people, but I'm seeing some more comments and questions. Alright. Uh-oh. True, Doom is a complex game since using one weapon or another depends on the enemy you're fighting at that specific reward pool. Yes, that's a great example of complexity that doesn't necessarily work as much for me, but it's still fun. Oh my gosh, like... And I've tried playing Doom, and honestly for me, what got me excited about trying out Doom was the really cool, heavy feeling of the weapons, of power. But it didn't quite do it as much as I wanted. Oh, hey, what's up? Backstab! Just walk around the person. But, I love the mobility of that game. I think that's really cool. And that's something that I would encourage around. Alright. More backstabs. So we've seen... sneaking around the minefield, disarming. Oh, that's very cool. Ah, shoot. I'm on your side. Uh-oh. Minefield disarming, taking all the mines and shell later. That is really fun, right? So, Alex, when you're talking about that, that's a resource management piece, too. You like the resource experience where you're like, like, you thought you got me, but I got you. Like, that is very cool. I also really liked doing that with the mines, but I never liked using mines. I just would sell them later. I needed a cough. One thing I always thought was really funny about me in Fallout games is I loved using charisma. But charisma at times is literally just not playing the game. Like, you put points in something to talk your way out of problems. Oh no! My coughing got me killed because I stopped. I'm running out of water, so after this match I'm gonna have to make sure to get a little bit more. My throat is parched. Alright. I gotta continue to talk from my diaphragm. So I'm getting my throat all scratchy. Okay, so we'll continue the behind. We've got one behind kill. Alright, well that just close the door on that person. Open the door on that person. Oh, no. That was helpful. that was funny, just opening and closing the door. Alright, people? Yep, there's one person right there. Shoot. Okay. So I'm having some issues finding my way around some opponents right now, and that's okay. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot, that was clever. Backing up that way. Yep, that was clever. That was very good. Though probably in the future I could do a double blind move, where if I move forward like that and wrap around, I can then wait for them to shoot and look back and forth. That'd be good. Pick that up. Okay, I'm gonna go across the map because I think I'm not getting around people over there very well. I was gonna try to get to that airplane. Yeah, like I have all these guns and explosives, but I'm not gonna use them, I'm just gonna talk. Yeah, at times I do that too. And then Jay Richards, I really like RPGs. I mean, DM and D&D, and I kind of have to, but I feel like they lean more towards complexity. I feel like I don't like it to be hard to express what you want to do. So, hard to express what you want to do is an interesting phrase. Complexity in a video game can sometimes allow that expression, right? Simplicity is limiting, technically. Like, if something is simple, then you don't necessarily have the same ability to do something wild, because this is very complex motion, right? Like, how do you communicate that through a controller? I was hoping to still knife him. I don't like complex controls getting in the way of the story. I'm just trying to make my character. Yeah, like, so if you play Baldur's Gate or, like, Divinity Original Sin, there's a lot of complexity to what you can do, but the controls are very simple. You can play it on a controller. Man, I'm having a hard time. Okay, I need to take a break and pay attention a little bit to the flow of the battlefield. Because we don't have to get lots of kills. But positioning is really important for this to work. And positioning is one of my favorite things to work on. But I'm having a hard time with it. Okay, there's a thing I've always wanted to try to do. That wasn't it, but I'm happy that I just did a thumbs up. Shoot. Just a shotgun. Alright, there's a lot of people coming. Oh, darn it.
Kill confirmed.
I needed to just use little map things. That worked really well. I got a kill. Or not a kill confirmed. Alright, so we start over here. My team. Take a corner. Paying attention, sneaky. Keep sneaking. I only need 2 more behind the backstabs. Alright, there's a bunch of our team. Okay, I just saw a bunch of the enemy team on that side. So if I could get around. Alright, there's one over there. Alright, that wasn't from behind. Bummer. Looking. Oh, bummer. I was trying to get around. Okay, okay. Come on. 3 backstabs. Take a moment to look.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Alright, we have one person over here. Now they're moving that way. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Explosions! That was funny. The runaway. This is absolute chaos. But this is meant to be chaos. Uh-oh.
Friendly sentry gun.
Alright, I can do this. Oh shoot. Dang it. That person had a sniper and then switched. After this, even if I don't get the sword that I so desire, or I mean, the 3 kills, I was thinking it would be still good to try some plunder crossbow. Oh, that's from the front again. Again. Oh. Let me. Okay, from behind. From behind. From behind. Yes.
Kill confirmed.
All right, we only need one more from behind. That person shot me from behind. Chaos is sometimes great. Agreed. Alright, if I could get to that person. Uh-oh. Mia Khalifa. Okay. Well,
Friendly emergency.
welcome to Call of Duty. Magazines and modeling wasn't working out, I guess. Oh, perfect. From behind, baby. That was from the front. That was also from the front. Okay, come on. Look the other way, please.
Less than a minute. Keep fighting.
Okay,
I'm
nope.
almost out of here.
Alright, there's gonna be a person on the other side of this, so we're gonna go straight across. Saw that coming. They've done that trick a few times. That sniper up there, I was trying to go for them. See? I knew it. The music's getting into intensity. We need one more behind the back kill. We got this. And if we don't, that's okay. It's just a game. Double back, now. Oh, they died. You sniper! Oh my gosh. Someone want to just walk past me? I don't know what the time is. Oh no. Darn it. What are we? We're at 5 seconds? Alright, just walk past my character, please. Please? Darn it.
Well done.
Oh my, we didn't get a lot of backstabs. I just wanted the backstabs. Okay, so popping back to here. When we're talking about different stuff, I want to take this as an opportunity, while especially as we load up plunder and we have people here. I want to go back through the cycle a little bit of what we discussed about personal flow states and how games can help us with that. Real quick. It didn't show the prestige thing again. I was going to show off the prestige. That's fine. And if it, I don't know, it's just a game. It's important to remember that. It is just a game. So, we're going to talk about personal flow states, because I've talked a lot about what puts me in a flow state. And we've just started hinting at that during our conversations too. And I want to help provide some more models and kind of an understanding of where that's coming from. So, as we're discussing that, a favorite game of yours is indicative of what skills and practices and attributes that you want to do to experience a flow, okay? So, Dead Space was one of the games that someone referenced in the set of the short that I did. Dead Space from Isaac Clarke. will.i.am talked about Arc, right? Awesome. So, Dead Space is shooting, it's horror, it's being calm under pressure, right? It's resource management and storytelling. So Isaac might really like games like Resident Evil, right? Or Isaac might really like games that have more calm under pressure, like what we're playing right now with Modern Warfare, or even something like Dark Souls. Arc is belonging to will.i.am, which is this one right here, behind my head. There we go. And Arc with will.i.am, it's a player set thing. Exploration, survival mechanics, building projects, slight storytelling. So with more player set goals, we found that, like, for example, Stadia Pro Gaming really liked player set risk takes. So they like to play a game that allowed them to do crazy stuff with a roll of the die, but then it was something that would allow them to do that. They want their own personal creativity to it. So hockey was actually another one that popped up which I thought was great. And it was an individual who has never been on the our channel before, Christopher right here. Christopher sharing the thing about hockey, physically expressive, violent, team-focused, role-focused. Think about like Overwatch even, right? That's kind of that role-focused thing. It's also a puck and goal-based sport, which is like soccer, football, that kind of thing. Put a thing to a thing and do it with a team. Like, that's the type of stuff. Now, I've played Dead Space, so I actually personally recognized that from a flow state perspective, where I'm like, ooh, I love reacting to enemies. I love improvising, positioning, strategy, which is what we see in Call of Duty all the time. I also like the deliberate movement, fighting no pause, like you constantly have to be ready. And then it rewards accuracy, quick thinking, situational awareness, and positioning. Now we moved on to, alright, so, shotgun ideas at you. That's a bunch of different ways, breaking down the game. But on a more simple thing, I know for me, for example, that I like improvising in a game. Now, improvising for Stadia Pro Gaming refers to the idea of improvising to risk take, right? Improvising is also the idea of like, I need to be able to make my own way to play, self-expression. So if you've ever played a game like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, they give you points for how well you play. I dislike that. Dark Souls does not care how well you play. It's just beat me however you can. That sounds very cute and silly and sexy. Just win the game however you can. Like, that's the way to do that. All right, real quick, I'm gonna grab myself a combat knife. Boop. We have some explosive still. Throwing knife. I'm switching this thing up real quick. And boop. So, how do we want to do this? We'll do tracker. That'll be fun. So, if you're a player like me who likes the experience of it doesn't matter how you do it, you just improvise it, awesome. Then that's the way you should play. And that's something that will help you move into a flow state better. Not everybody does that. Not everyone finds that to be amazing. I just really like it. I like to improvise in reaction time. I also have this thing about simple and dynamic, which you talked about. Destiny 2 was an example of that. Call of Duty is like that. Shadow of War. It's games that they don't really have you memorize combos. You just do like one button, but how you use that button is really important. That's a lot. But that's also stuff that I've figured out over time for myself. And you can figure that stuff out for yourself over time. Destiny 2, longer time to kill, fast reaction time, and position is less important. Because if someone surprises you, then it doesn't matter that they surprised you if you are just a better Destiny 2 player than they are. Fallout 3, it's also an RPG, right? Self-expression, go and find mines. Like, the joy in that game isn't necessarily beating an opponent. I mean, it can be, but it is also the experience of taking a situation and handling it in a peaceful way. Agency, being capable of doing it and like undoing your opponents. Cool. Alright, I wasn't really paying attention where all the people were landing. I just wanted to go to this hospital. Oh, there's a helicopter flying away. Oh, I missed that. That would have been great. So we'll do a scavenger mission. Pick up some nice stuff. Now, I threw a lot of stuff at everyone real quick. How did that sound to you? Now, you can answer this personally. Like, give me a number 1 if you're like, oh yeah, I get it. Give me a number 2 if you're like, I have more questions. Give me a number 3 if you're like, I'm thinking about it. Or you're like, oh, I'm not sure I got it fully yet, but I have the general idea. 1 for like, I get it. 2 for like, I've got questions. 3 for like, give me more time. I think it's a good setup. I'm gonna pull out this. Choo-choo train in the background. What fun. Objective, UAV. Grab this. Very nice. I don't normally do these, but it is like fun to do little missions every once in a while. Especially if you find players to shoot. Red Dead Redemption 2 scenery puts me in a calm flow state. Like a buck tries to stab me with its antlers. So, yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is beautiful when you're playing it, right? Like, that's one of these experiences where you're like, oh, I just enjoy the process of what I'm doing. Honk honk.
Primary LZs are marked. Extract is standing by.
I gotta be able to go upstairs. There we go.
I see the device.
The J1. Nice. Alright, going up. Oh, we're one floor above. We're back to where we started. Oh, that's funny. Hearing shots to my right. I was hoping someone would be in that car for us to hunt down. Welcome back to the hospital. Does anybody have anything I need to pick up? Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, whatever you need. Just let me know. I'm here already. There it is.
Objectives updated. Move to the next location.
Cool. We're gonna use that car outside. I love the fact that you have so much in-game and like in-world architecture design. Dreamsbreaker 1 exposing Alex 1? Nice, I'm glad to hear that. Alright, but like, I feel like I'm running through a hospital. This would be really fun to do, like paintball, right? DM you? Oh, thank you, Stadia. Yeah, please do. And if I have to follow you back, I'll do that. That won't be a big deal. Alright, so we're going to pick up the last scavenger piece. I like doing this. It's a good way to get money and win. But it's also, like, I like goofing off, which this feels a little less goofy. But we did get ourselves an armor satchel, so that's nice. I can deposit it there. Get your bloods done and say you're me, please. Oh. There was a moment. So what is your bloods? What does that mean? As an American, I don't know that reference. What is getting your bloods done? Is that like your blood testing? Is that like for COVID and that kind of thing? I'm curious. Or you do not like needles. Needles can definitely get me. I've had to practice getting more comfortable with the concept of people putting things in my arm. I know it's good for me, but it spooks me. Alright, explosion. Can I shoot this down? I can't shoot it down. I was just curious. Wouldn't recommend blowing up the thing that's getting your money out of here safely. But it's certainly funny. Alright, we have people coming from here, so let's just head that way.
Cash secure.
Getting a little bit of a... Getting some goof.
Cargo deposited. X-Billers RTB. Enemy UAV overhead.
Those are very strong light poles. That one was breakable. Nice. It's interesting. Oh, here we go. We're about to hit action time. Don't like needles either. It can be tough. Okay. I'm going... Airspace is too crowded, is it? In we go. That's them, I think. I missed that shot. Uh-oh. Oh.
Enemy UAV overhead.
That was way too far. We only have 2 more arrows to fire. Oh no. Blood test, I've got to get mine done tomorrow. I'm not scared or even bothered. I just can't be bothered going. Understandable as well. Oh, person. See, look at these footprints. This is helpful. Can I switch to this now? Thanks. It just kept knifing. That was a fine shot over their head, but... What the heck? Alright. Trying that again. I'm all in the, like, not in crossbow mode, I'm knifing mode. Alright, got that one. That person's crawling away.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Are you our money friend?
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Oh, that's a person. Oh, I missed that. Backstab! Oh no! That's not enough to, wow. Hey, we're in the top 10. Bob and weave, everyone. With me. With me. Bob and weave with... Ow! How dare he try to escape? Agreed. See that? Look at that bob and weaving. Look at that. Just right through the eyes. Oof. Ouch. I was hoping to get some more practice with the knives because I know that I wanted to try some of the knife melee because we saw the person before using a crossbow and they had throwing knives and then the knife melee as an option. Oh, I missed that. Oof. Oof. That was another bad death. Didn't need to kill myself there, but I did kill myself. That's fine. It's all part of the practicing experience, right? Alright, so our target's somewhere over here. The bobbing and weaving was so effective, LJ. I'm sensing a little bit of a sarcasm in your tone. I hit the tree. I need to practice with this a little more. Because, uh-oh, person to our right. Get some cover. Because I feel like I haven't been quite as smart about this recently.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Alright, we have a lot of people coming this way.
I'm taking fire.
Oh, shoot. Oh, that was a good shot. Whew. Those were great, but... Let's see this.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
You gonna peek over the top? Oh, that went over their head. Jeez. Thank you. Sarcastic? Never. Nice, thank you. Alright, there's a friend. Got him. Just quick. I do like the knifing them to finish them off. That is kind of fun.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Alright, the person is still here somewhere. They're still in this area. I got shot by something. I don't know what it was.
Let's go.
Woo! Into the trenches. There they are. Gotta. Oh no! Someone. Ah! Oh, their friend. That's a cool gun. We should use that. I haven't been using it because it's a Black Ops thing, so I can't like work with it in the same way. But it could be pretty good. All right, we have a lot of money. It would be smart to spend it, but I guess I'm not gonna spend it right now. I'm gonna keep practicing using the crossbow. I'm gonna keep practicing. The knife hasn't. We haven't found a really situation to use it yet, except to finish people, which has been fun. Oh look, there's someone right there. Hey, don't shoot me, please. Picking up the money again. To our left. There you are. Sneezy dwarf! Missed it. Got them. A little bit more money. Alright, we need to reload this. I need to put my money away somewhere at some point. It's important to invest. Uh-oh. Yee! It's quite a shot. I'm gonna use teal drop. Why not, right? Just experimenting with all the fun new guns. Not swords, but that's okay. Armor box. That sounds like a great idea. Armor, please. I got shot by something. I don't know what it was. A gun? Alex, are you also making fun of me? I guess I meant more like I don't know where it's coming from. If I'm gonna be honest. That's probably a better... That's impossible. That's probably a better explanation. Expectation. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, there's a person in a car over here. Don't be sarcastic to our teacher. Yes, that's right. I'll give you poor marks. Oh, I missed that shot. I keep putting too much vertical on these. I need to just practice more of these, just shooting wildly. Because it's more direct than I expect. Right? Like, that was pretty close. Got that one. I love that explosion at the end. It's real joy. I didn't remember what car they were in. Thanks for the monies. Alright.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I heard someone, like, land near us. Okay. Oh, I missed that shot! Okay, that's why we have knives. And I keep forgetting that I have throwing knives for if I miss a shot, I can throw the knife instead. And that was also another reason where, oh my gosh. The rest of my poor marks, I'm going for a full set. Nice. Smart, Alex, I like it. Oh man, that's a part of the training process of like remembering what abilities you have on you. Oh, I missed that shot, but that was okay. Very cool. We still hit them, though. There's the balloon. That's a bummer for them. Uh-oh! Woo! Just get close enough and hope that they do not think about hip firing. I need to get more cover. I also want to just deposit this in a balloon too, but we saw what happened to the last balloon person. Uh-oh, to our left. Ooh. Oh, above us. Throw the knife! Throw the knife! Dang it! See how close that shot was? Right over the shoulder. Throw the knife. Throw it. Throw itself. Gotta say though, I'm having a lot of fun. The intensity is really increasing because I keep, you know, getting taken out by one person, and there's just more and more money here at any time. I missed that shot. It's fine. To our right, there they are. Got them. All right, I think I'm just gonna leave in this. Just. Oh, it's not healthy. This is dangerous in its own way.
Hostile dropping into
jeez. Ah! Get I have stopped talking about flow state as I've fully entered one. Oh my gosh. So, this is perfect for me, right? It's high intensity. There's risk taking here, and I absolutely want to deposit the money. Shoot! Shoot! That was perfect. I heard them. I took out the thing. I missed the shot. Oh. Great fun. Frustrating and great fun. Alright, line this up just right. Okay. I'm gonna get the money and probably not keep it. But as long as I can pick it up, it will give us some more money when I die. I lost a lot, but I had more to lose because we did that. This has been very fun. It's so meta. Well, that's the point, LJ. I'm trying to use video games to teach people about game design. Excuse me, about flow states. Oh no! No! All that money is just raining. I'm making it rain, but not in an enjoyable way. Oh.
I'm back. What did I miss?
All right. Apparently there's a money thing over here, so I'm gonna just go for that, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh no! Where are you? Where am I? No! Oh. Whew. Well, we're around 350,000 a second ago. That's fine. That was fun. That's what matters. It was very, very fun. Okay. Oh. Alright. 14 kills, high kill game. I mean, not super high, but super fun. That's really what matters. Lots of supply boxes. Fun. Okay, alright. So, you know, that was really fun to me. It was intense. I was getting killed and killing, and so I felt like I was learning and that kind of thing. It was some good old-fashioned meta. Yeah, it worked. So, what I'm hoping that comes from this goof-off stream slash... Maybe I can show the prestige. Yes! Just a moment. Yeah, there we go. There we go. See? I had a sick one. Cool. So I'm hoping from this stream that you were able to pick up an understanding that whatever your favorite game is can be broken down into a series of skills and attributes that it encourages you to master. Accuracy in something like Call of Duty, reaction time positioning. In something that's like Dungeons & Dragons Baldur's Gate 3, that's about strategic foresight, it's about risk-taking, and you enjoy the randomness. If you can take something like that and apply it outside of a video game, that's really cool. I mean, for one, it's already really fun to me, because then I know what I want to play when I get into a game. Like, I know I like to play like a tank character who could roll around. I did not go get water. Totally forgot. It's so empty. It's like nothing in there. I'll be getting it now, though, because 2:30 is the normal stopping time of the stream. So we're gonna sit back, we're gonna chill. Sometimes I do a gunfight, but that's if it's like 2:10 or something like that. Right now it's 2:30, so it's a good time to chill and relax. Anyway, the point is that if you can understand what it is that you like from a skill thing, like I know I like simple dynamics, so I like to play the tank, I like to save, so I like to heal and that kind of thing. So if I can be up close in a fight and save people, absolute joy. If I can play a game like this and be goofy with a crossbow, absolute joy. Using that, I know that like from a career perspective, and this is a big part for me, finding a personal flow state allows your job to feel like a game sometimes. In this case, I get into a flow state talking to you, talking about this, talking to you here in chat. So I like to encourage this and work on this skill set for career stuff. That's very fun. And that's the kind of thing. It's like, it's not just work that the important thing is for this. It's also the concept of doing stuff from the perspective of like what makes you happy. For me, I like to have stuff that I work that makes me happy, not just a job that then pays for something that makes me happy. But a lot of people are totally cool with however they want to do it. I know plenty of people who like to work and then do the thing that they love because work pays well and is good. So, for you, as the kind of the final part, the thing that I'm trying to get, as I put this over my head, when we're talking about like what games put you in a flow state, Shadow of War was a talk about it. Why does Plunder do it? Why does the crossbow do it? Then I'm talking about like doing these outside of games and stuff like that. Improvisation with QA, simple and dynamic, playful. I like to be goofy. I like to laugh a lot. Growth mentality. I'm trying to learn and get better as I play. Streaming allows this, right? I've talked about that. But if I worked at a grocery store, I would still be talking to people. I'd still be helping people locate, help me find out where the corn is. Like, that'd still be something that I could have stupid jokes. I could tell stories. Being a waiter, being a life coach or training, a therapist kind of thing. Those all open up opportunities for me to tell stories and listen and that kind of thing. I mean, actually, storyteller, right? Storytellers are great for teaching because they provide morals in a lot of the stories that they do. You see them on TED Talks every once in a while. You see them in YouTube channels and streams every once in a while. But I also really enjoy the process of improvisation. So this is all part of it. So that's the desire, is that you're able to look at a game, you're able to then break it down into skills. Move out of the way. I can just do this and then it goes over my head. Break it down into skills. And then once it's broken down into skills, it becomes like simple and dynamic. Or maybe it becomes something like complex and dynamic. Could be that too. I mean, if you've ever played Elite Dangerous, that's one of the games that we hear Violet talking about. Could be complex and dynamic, right? There's a lot of things you can do, and that game is like flying an actual spaceship. So whatever this is for you, and there can be so many things, like to be a tank, like to heal, like to have low time to kill. That works in so many different possibilities. What side do I go? This side. There we go. So that's the goal. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for coming by. It was a joy to see you. If there are any final questions, I like my 1, 2, 3 thing. 1, if you understand exactly what I'm talking about, and you're like, cool, thank you. 2, for you have more questions. And 3, for like, I'm thinking about it. And I'm going to take us to an opportunity to go to the quiet, the stream ending soon. Like a roleplay game? Oh yeah, Dreamsbreaker. Roleplay absolutely can count as that. Roleplay generally falls into, sorry, that must have been loud, what is known as agency. There's the cognitive behavior theory stuff that works around. So role-playing allows for a lot of agency. 1, cool. Thank you, Dreams. Thank you, Alex. Lejay, thank you as well. So this is cool. I appreciate you all coming by. This was a joy to see you. I'm going to be streaming next Monday at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll put up a thing up again like I normally do so you can see that there's a holding spot. I'm choosing to do 4 days rather than 5 based off of the fact that I think I've read a lot about the benefits of a 4-day work week. And I think that there's a lot of goodness to kind of like, I can spend a day thinking about what made the stream good and, marketing and that kind of thing. Because that's a big part of this. That's a big part. And I like talking about that stuff too, but we can talk about that another time. You're welcome for the good time, Lejay. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go through my process of just saying goodbye to everybody. LJ, thank you. Dreamsbreaker, thank you for coming by. Exposing Alex, thank you as well for coming. Stadia Pro, I'll look for that DM that you had mentioned. And then that's the group. That was the group today. Thank you. It was really fun. Keep it having great times. Thank you. I hope to continue to provide great times. Rad as always. Thank you, Alex. Very much appreciate it. I hope that your you're getting your blood done isn't suck. Oh, very much so. And thank you again for reminding me of water. Cool. I'm gonna hit the boop button now. Oh no, I've always... There we go. Alright, boop button.